Can you walk us through what you saw on that final possession there?
Yeah, it was a fast break. Game was started. We had to shoot it. I think he did a great defense. I wanted to shoot the first one, so I had to step through and shoot it like that. But it felt good.
You had been playing so confidently. The whole fourth quarter, you had a really strong fourth quarter. What was working for you offensively in that time?
I feel like just playing hard. That's what I trying to do the whole preseason. Even though the shots weren't falling the last two games, I kept playing hard and playing hard on defense. And I think that's what I did tonight.
The shot that you made is not like your normal standard catch and shoot, even off the dribble shot. Is that something that step through something you have practiced, or is that just improvisation and creativity?
No, I think it's just improvisation. I think I made one in the G League last year like that too. But no, it's just improvisation.
I think it was 2 years ago at exit interviews where you talked about how you were a better player, but you just didn't really get to show it. Now it seems like you're starting to really get to show it. What is this like? Being able to get to show how much of a better player you become. What does that do for you and your mindset going into a regular season?
I feel great. Like I said, it's just playing hard on defense, made the right play on offense, and just trying to help the team win. And that's what I'm trying to do every night, every time I step on the floor.
Tell me what it was like celebrating with your teammates after you made the shot.
It was fun. It was fun. They put word on me, especially Jay Will, but it was cool. It was fun. We're a family. We all joke around every time. So no, it was really great.
That group that you guys closed the game out with, these are guys that you've gotten really familiar with preseason and even earlier. Just how would you describe that chemistry specifically with that group of guys who closed it out?
It was great. We played hard. I don't know how many stops we had in a row, but it started on defense. And they all played hard. Everybody played hard, and we're trying to close out the game though. So that was good.
Mark, that's a guy in Ooze who just, it seems from observing, has kept his head down and done everything that's been asked of him for the last few years. To see him have a moment like this in this building and the guys react that way, just what goes through your mind as the coach?
Yeah, I thought that whole group played great down the stretch, really gutted it out. We stacked a lot of stops together, really competed. Most of those guys played the whole fourth quarter, so they had to do it with some fatigue. But he was great. I mean, he obviously had a great little run there, but it's not the first time he's played like that. He's had a lot of moments like that over the years. He's talented, but he has worked really hard. He deserves to feel good after that one. But I was really, impressed with the whole group.
Yeah, I think it was a 16-0 run. What did you notice about the defense that might be hey, we can clip this off and use this as motivation or a good thing to use later on?
There's always a shot-making element, and I thought they made some tough shots, especially early in the game, and they missed some good looks in that stretch. But I thought, we just were persistent, which is what you have to do in a 48-minute game. And I thought it was a good lesson tonight. It went from 16 to 6 or 4 very quickly, so you don't have to hit home runs, in a 48-minute game. You just have to play the next possession well and let the power of that compounding happen.
What do games like this do for those guys that are fighting to get to the spot that the guys that we're watching on?
These guys have played a lot of minutes in the preseason. A combination of us, being really conservative with the health, and then also just being conservative with the minutes and giving guys no more than what they need to be ready for the season. So it was valuable for us in a lot of ways to see guys in different roles, and also to see guys that we haven't seen much or at all. And I think all the guys are in a better spot now, whether it's just rhythm for the guys that have played a lot or whether it's learning and growth for the guys that haven't. They're in a better spot now than when we started training camp.
And Shea, it seems like he's added physicality on defense, but he's also done a really good job of not fouling with that physicality. Is that something you guys talked about him adding, or is that just something that he just wanted to add in his game, the aspect of being more physical without fouling?
Yeah, he's the whole team. We definitely want to be a physical defense that doesn't give away free throws. It's the most valuable shot in the game is a free throw trip. So we want to be smart about how we're physical and legal about how we're physical, and that's 1 through 18. But I thought those guys were pretty good. I thought we generated really good shots in the first half. They didn't really fall. Denver shot the ball very well and played very well. But I thought there was a sharpness to the way that we played. Despite that, I thought Chet in particular, somebody we haven't seen, was very sharp tonight.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Chet and his minutes with Hart and just your thoughts on their connection.
It's growing, played a lot of high leverage games with those guys on the court together at times, and more of the same tonight. But I thought Chet showed some of the stuff from the, he has great summers. He's a great worker in the summer. He's done a great job with his body. He always comes in sharp in terms of his game. I thought that showed up tonight. I was excited to see him play tonight, and he didn't disappoint with just his approach and the way that he went about it.
Jay Will's a guy who's continued to improve from three over the course of his career, but he's really started to get some of these quick releases off some of these no-dip threes. What's that been sort of like? How does that help your guys' offense, and was that something you guys sort of pushed him or nudged him in a way to sort of develop, or was that on his own?
You'd have to ask him. I mean, he and Grant might have worked on it. It's not coming from me. I'm not in the weeds on that stuff, but they work closely with the assistants on that type of stuff, and we have confidence in him. He's really improved his shooting over time, and it seems like he makes the big ones. Like he's not afraid of the moment. He's going to shoot them, and is aggressive as a competitor in every part of his game, but his shooting is no different. So he's done a great job, and he's developed enough of a versatility on both ends of the floor. We took a look at that lineup again tonight with him and Hart together, and it wasn't a great stretch for us, but it's not because of that. I think he's done enough that we might be able to use him in that role in some niche moments.
You've got 6 preseason games now under your belt. You got a chance to look at a lot of different guys, a lot of different things. Just how do you approach just the next few days now going into the regular season with all of this new information that you got?
Yeah, day off tomorrow, and just continue to take the feedback from these games, and then figure out what the most pressing needs for improvement are. And tap back into our identity. Sometimes in training camp, as you're layering things in, you can drift a little bit from the most important things, and we got to get back to the most important things these last couple practices before we open up.
Anybody else? You're good, just right. That's it.
Coach, of course, they didn't have all their guys. 7-game series you guys went through back and forth, but they did make some big offseason additions. What were some of the takeaways you saw from those guys, just in the sense of what the impact that they made on the team, and just the kind of different things they threw at you in this game?
Yeah, they played well tonight. Denver did. There's a sharpness to them. They've played well all preseason. They're definitely geared up and ready for the regular season. You can tell there's a hunger in how they're approaching it. As for the players, all 4 of those guys that are new are very familiar faces. They've been around the NBA for a long time, so there was no surprises there. They know their game and they play it well. So they're a good team that's playing well coming into the season that we have a lot of respect for.